So I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about TMJ and how we kind of silo and partition the human body into acronyms, right? It's like TMJ, OCD, ADHD. It's like you have this thing, but this thing is a multifaceted, interconnected system. The body is not specialized in one area. It is, when you go to the doctor, they only know what they know about that. Like, one time I asked the doctor, like, is my masseter or my jaw joint and the condyle connected to the neck? And the specialist said, no, it's not connected. And they went to the next doctor, who was a maxillofacial surgeon. I can't remember who said it, but whatever. The next specialist, the spine specialist, the whatever, was like, yeah, actually there is 100% a connection between your jaw joint and your neck. There's actually a chewing joint in your neck, in your cervical spine. So again, let's get away from just like seeing ourselves as TMJ patients. We're a lot more than that, and your TMJ may be a lot more complicated. Well, not complicated. Yeah, complicated, but it's actually quite easy once you stop getting gaslit. Is that a lot of times these dysfunction come from tight fascia lines or the deep frontal line or the quadrilateral, the QL muscle that goes from the lumbar to the hip, and that can pull down on the whole body because there's actually a spiral line that goes from your joint in your jaw joint to your foot. So I came to Thailand to write a book about something that I was told by a very wise Thai healer. After going to 50 countries looking for the cure for TMJ, I just really accumulated a lot of perspectives and then try to have this holistic view. So I wrote my first book more about how you can deal with the immediate pain that is here, but I no longer have pain here, but I still have dysfunction in my body, and still one of my hips is higher than the other one. I still have very weak rhomboids. I have a tight right hip. So like when you have long-term body dysfunction, you have usually imbalance. One of the legs is shorter than the other one, right? So what you can do is you can start to see that like one shoulder's higher, so something's higher or lower. There's a tight muscle and a weak muscle. So you need to strengthen and stretch. So for me, I need to stretch my right side because I've been collapsed on my right side. My scoliosis leans towards the right, and I need to strengthen the left. And in some cases, I need to strengthen the top of the right, the rhomboid on the right. I need to stretch the hip on the right. So once you do cure your TMJ, or once you get like partial relief from some type of splint or mouth guard or braces or release or Botox, you need to understand, why did the pain manifest there? Why did it take 20, 30 years to reach your jaw? I believe in what my Thai healer here, who's very, very special and is one of the wisest people I've ever met, sent me his notes. And it was a year prior to me coming here, so he didn't just say it because he wanted to diagnose me. He said, your TMJ is coming from your right ankle. And then when that divot in the ankle, you know, that little divot, I can't really show you, but there's like a place here that sometimes is extra deep, right? And so if it's extra deep, that means you have tightness, that ligament, that deep frontal line, that spiral line is being pulled. It's being pulled. And so it's pulling down on your neck. And it's basically making your body should be like this, but it's making your body like this, right? Your head is tilted forward because of your forward head posture, but your forward head posture is coming from your abdomen and your foot, and all this fascia is kind of collapsing in on itself. So what happens with that? Well, you have forward head posture, your bite shifts, and there's a lot of pressure on the joint here. So a lot of times the root cause of TMJ is an ankle sprain as a child that never properly healed, and then over 10, 20, 15, 30 years, the imbalances and the compensations go up your body. So you have a weak core, you have a tight lumbar, tight quadrilateral, you have knees that crack, you have trigger points on one side of your body going up one leg, and then they shift to the other side going up the other side of the torso. So it's not just like if you have a problem on the right, you will have trigger points up and down the right. There may be a crossing. And this has roots in medical science from the West and also has roots in Ayurveda. But sometimes with our medical system, the doctors are so siloed or so separated or so specialized in their area, they can't see the forest through the trees. So yes, TMJ, get something to get this under control, but why is this pulling down and forward and like this? It's a lot of chronic office syndrome where your shoulders will roll. One of my shoulders is rolled forward, not the other. That's the side my scoliosis is on. And I remember having pain in my knees when I was 12. I remember having pain in my sciatica when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I remember having more scoliosis, rhomboid pain in my mid to late 20s. And then I had pain in my TMJ when I was 30, and I had it for the last 5 years until I got the braces. But that is not the end of the story. So hopefully this helps put the 7 years of research and travel around the world and writing and research and writing and research and talking and thinking and pondering and meditating and practicing yoga and becoming a yoga trainer and being a teacher and getting my master's degree and all these things. Hopefully that helps you understand in plain English why you can't see the forest of the trees and why you're so confused. You're welcome.